Time for the news.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
A supermarket has put in an extra slow checkout where customers are never rushed.
Oh, okay.
Who's that?
And why?
You're
Who
always
goes to
annoying.
the grocery store and wants to just be there?
I think it's people feel pressured and they're moving a little slower than they feel like they're capable of, and they're not able to make good decisions on coupons or coupons, depending on where you're from. So that's what it is. It's like this is a no-pressure checkout. So most places are looking for ways to kind of speed up the process, but this store decided to take the opposite approach. It's for older people. It's for people with disabilities. And you guys are haters.
Well, you didn't say all that in the beginning.
It's for women who are pregnant, and you guys hate all of them.
Okay, great.
Basically.
I feel bad now.
Basically, all of you hate all of them. Some people, they're making sure everybody can go through without feeling the pressure. I mean, imagine you're pregnant. You can't move around very well.
Yeah.
And every time you bend over, your belly gets in the way. That's what it feels like. I don't know for sure.
There's
so the
no
old
line.
people have to go in that line? That would be great.
You have to force certain folks.
Because you go to the grocery store and you get stuck behind an old person and it is like miserable. They take their time. Then they sit there and chat with the cashier and you're just sitting there going, hello?
Do you do that? Hello and clap, clap, clap?
I just start pacing back and forth and I start pushing the cart kind of like forward, like, all right, it's time for you to go.
You nudge them through.
That's a good point. Do we make them all go in that
You
line?
don't make anybody do anything. Okay.
Just because,
What do you mean by them? Old people?
Yeah.
Yeah, the slower people.
You mean you in a decade?
Whoa, that's mean.
Oh, we're getting up there.
We're not like that.
Yeah, not that old. But no one's going to be in that line is what I'm saying. Like, no one's going to, there's going to be a line of 5 carts in that one.
Okay, I'm not fighting with you guys because you guys were mean to pregnant people, people with disabilities, old people, and you're all haters.
So the slow
And
slow
I love
shoppers.
them all, and you guys are haters. Dog bonding. From First for Women's Magazine, experts say that spending quality time with your dog is good for your brain. Hanging out with animals not only reduces fatigue and stress, but a new study finds it increases brain waves associated with both relaxation and concentration. It's important to spend 30 minutes to an hour with them every single day. Not all puppy love is equal. The study showed that if you're looking to relax, playing with or walking your dog is best. And then secondly is like just hanging out and like doing something active with them is best. We have a new podcast. I mean, it's not me. It's In the Vet's Office with Dr. Josie, which is all about animals. She's a vet. The story that she has about finding, and I'm not going to spoil it, but finding the women's underwear in the stomach of the dog, and it wasn't the woman from in the house.
That's wild.
That's a crazy way to get busted cheating. That's maybe the craziest I've ever heard.
Dumb dog.
Yeah, check out In the Vet's Office with Dr. Josie. Friend zone is a good thing, says Purdue University. I'd like to say a couple things after the story, but they say the friend zone, which you've heard of when you become friends with somebody, is actually a good thing because it's better for the longevity of a relationship. In the study, couples that focused on friendship first and early in the relationship were less likely to split than those who just were like wanted to get it on. I would say this. Most guys aren't able to get out of the friend zone. It's like a quicksand in any 90s sitcom.
Thank you.
Once you're in, it's really tough to get out. Now, I was not best friends with my wife when we dated because we didn't date from friends first. I was like, I would love to date her. So then we got to know each other as we were dating. Now, it's different because we spent a lot of time together. She's the closest person I'm to, period. But we were not best friends first and then dated. I would say those almost never. Occasionally one will happen. One over here, one over there. But if you're best friends with a lady, she's looking at the guy 2 rows behind you.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that seems available.
Yeah,
And
same with my wife.
You want to hook up with your buddy because you want to ruin that relationship, so let's not even try.
Yeah, we weren't. I told my wife immediately, I'm like, I want you.
And you don't do it because you want to be I don't want you to be my best friend.
Right? It's like, I
want to
you.
make out.
Right. So
Yeah.
is the article saying to just be intentional about, having a conversation? Let's just be friends at the beginning.
The article's saying 2 things. One, that if you're friends early, the relationship ends up staying together longer. The article is also saying that if you are best friends with your partner while you're married, the relationship stays together longer, which, duh. But what I'm saying is it's very hard as a dude to get someone to look at you as more than a friend if you've always been a friend, because women are smart. They go, even if they don't know why they're thinking it, women go, okay, this is a good friend. And a lot of the parts of my life, this friend is here. Most relationships don't work out and end in marriage. So if I date this person, it's probably going to end up where I lose a friend and also don't have a boyfriend out of the friend. So net loss.
Yeah.
Because women are smart. They could probably do that even if they don't know what they're doing. And guys are just like, want to touch the hiney?
Stop.
No, it's true.
Yeah, that's it. So, I mean, I get the story. A little nuance could be used there. A gambler collapses with a heart attack while celebrating a $4.1 million win in a casino game.
Like collapses, he's okay, or
Well, and then gets lucky a second time when lived.
I get that.
A man collapsed after suffering a heart attack at a casino, hit a jackpot of $4.1 million. The unnamed victim, pictured in the video footage circulating social media, fell to the floor. He was punching in the air, celebrating his win, and
Oh, my goodness.
went down. A crowd of horrified bystanders gathered, rushed the man to the hospital. They got him out. They resuscitated the man, and now they say he's still in the hospital, but he's recovering from the incident.
wow.
The first thing you say when he wakes up, right, you're like, you won.
I'd be like, is that real? Did I literally just
Real.
$4 million? And it probably wasn't the winning that made him have the heart attack. It was the physical act of the thrusting of the arm and the emotion, like all combined.
Okay.
Yeah, that heart attack was coming. It just
Exactly.
this just expedited it.
Exactly.
Got it.
Really?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Or if something dramatic in his life happened where he's a big game. It could have been anything that made him feel that way. Probably made that happen.
You think the hospital charges him a little more now they know he's rich?
I don't think that's how it works. But Eddie and I invested in a poker player playing in the World Series of Poker.
When does he start playing?
July.
Yeah.
He'd go, it cost $10,000 to play. We didn't put that money in. We just are like owning percentages of him. He came in and sat in the studio on our show, 25 Whistles, and we have a little piece. And if he wins, it's like a $12 million pot. If he wins, we get a percentage of that.
Wow.
I know.
The truth is, though, we don't know how good he is.
Yeah, we have no idea, actually. We have no idea.
I mean, so what was the investment? Are you saying the dollar amount? Or do we have to go listen to 25 Whistles?
Well, I was about to tell you. I was about to tell her, but I think you should go listen to 25 Whistles.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah, no problem.
That's Lit. And, well, I'm going from one to the other, but I have a podcast called The Bobbycast. Lit, who had this song right here. They came over to my house and we did an hour and they talked about this song blowing up. And they're on the road and there was no social media, so they didn't really know how popular their song was getting. And they talked about touring so much at the height of that song's popularity, they didn't even have homes to come back to.
We probably did 300 shows in '99. Probably did another 300 in 2000. But we would leave home, and just the anxiety that we would feel.
We left the house and didn't come home for literally about 2 years.
So why even have a house, right?
And we didn't. You know, we had like a couple days off. We went home. I think I rented a guest house just so I would have something, you know. We'd come home, we'd just rent. Like, that was when SUVs just came out. We're like, oh, we're going to rent a nice car.
Yeah.
And feel like at least we have some accomplishment, you know. And
I mean, if you're gone 2 years and you're just making money, why would you buy something when you're never in it? So they didn't have a house. Again, they would just pay for somebody to live in a guest house for a little bit. Lit on the Bobbycast. Poker player on 25 Whistles.
Yes, go listen.
Wasn't trying to do a double up there. Double up. But, yeah, good job. Hey, Lunchbox, I wanted to ask you about Amber Portwood. Because she was a teen mom. You're a big fan of her. She went to jail.
She went to jail.
Is she volatile?
I'd say so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say she has.
I don't know her actions, but she's all over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she got with some dude named Gary, a different Gary.
Yeah, different Gary than baby daddy Gary.
So, and then they got engaged, and all of a sudden it said he disappeared, and we talked about that.
Yes.
What's the deal here?
In North Carolina, they got in a fight. He took his keys, his wallet, he drove away, but he left his phone. They didn't hear from him for like 4 or 5 days, and then he turned up hundreds of miles away back in Indiana.
And why?
Not sure.
And now they've split. Now they're not even going to be getting married.
What?
Oh, you didn't know this? Oh, wow.
They just got engaged.
Hey, breaking news.
I was just so happy that they found him, and I was like, oh, good. Now the love story can continue. They broke up?
Amber and Gary have split. The news comes after the teen mom's fiance took off and was reported missing. He checked in with police, said he was fine. She was worried. A source spills they've decided that it's over between them and their engagement is off. What's up? Why?
I don't they must have gotten a big fight. Maybe
I would think that's probably a good
color of the napkins at the wedding. I don't know.
Yeah. But
they just got engaged like a week and a half ago, and then like 4 days later he goes missing. So the engagement lasted like 2 weeks.
But think about this: crazy always attracts crazy. I don't know which one's crazy. Both crazy. and sensible, attractive, sensible for the most part. We hope the best for the both of them.
Is he in trouble for taking off?
I don't think he
Like
did
that?
anything illegal.
Okay.
No, he just drove.
You can't just go
I
missing.
think you can go clear your head.
Yeah,
you know, for 2
yeah, you
weeks.
can leave.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, for 2 weeks. All right, that's the news. Thank you.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
Kevin Costner will be on Friday's show. That's pretty cool. It's always funny to me when people who fake like cops and they accidentally pull over a real cop. That's so funny. Like, that's what you get. That's what you deserve. Don't fake like a cop, first of all. What are you trying to do while faking like a cop? Is it just a power trip? Or are you trying to do something that is far worse? Because back in the day, back when I was a kid, there was like the blue light rapist. Do you remember that?
Oh, my.
What? No.
Yeah, big deal. So you don't want someone that has those kind of... Don't fake like a cop unless you're a cop. Then you don't have to fake it.
Right.
The whole story is a guy was released on Wednesday night after he allegedly impersonated a police officer. He was conducting a traffic stop. And it was an actual officer.
Dummy.
Hilarious. The man pulled behind the real officer and flipped on his illegally installed flashing lights and siren.
They're all cheap looking.
William Gilchrist, they had fur on them, the handcuffs. It's so you get 45 was booked with false impersonation of a police officer, possession of fraudulent identification, and improper lights. Louisiana law only allows law enforcement officers to use blue lights on vehicles. He was taken into custody and booked with a bail set at $650. That's from Local 12. I wonder when that cop, the real cop, knew. Like, I wonder, first of all, the lights had to be like a little knockoff. Like, we never could afford honeycomb as kids. So, we'd get like honey knots, and it was in the bag and not the box.
Yeah.
But you just knew it was just a little different. You knew, even if you poured it out and looked in the bowl, it wasn't quite honeycomb, but you knew it was trying to be honeycomb. I wonder if the cop, if there's just like something about him, like he wore his badge on the wrong side. Or,
It's upside down.
yeah, just weird.
His patches were like Velcro.
What was that place at the mall where they had like Spencer's?
Yeah,
They'd have
Spencer's Corner.
they'd have siren lights there.
And the furry handcuffs is what I was talking about. That real cop had to be like, I cannot believe this. And he had to have a poker face too.
Oh, yeah.
That he believed it and was like, okay, I'll get out of the car. And then boom, boom, lock him up, hold him down. And how lucky. And hopefully this guy wasn't pulling over a bunch of people. Like the best case scenario is the cop was the first person he ever pulled over. Raymundo has lights on his truck now since it was rebuilt. Do you have blue ones?
Yeah, it can do that, and they can flash too.
Uh-oh.
I wouldn't use the blue then.
Sounds dangerous.
No, I don't turn them on. It's illegal.
So you don't turn them on while you drive. Do you turn them on while you're home?
No, I haven't really driven it at night yet because I go to bed so early.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Another story, law-related, was Julie Chrisley. You know, the Chrisley family. They went to jail for fraud. One of them's down in jail in Florida. The other one, I think, was in jail in Kentucky.
Yeah, that's where Julie's at. It's Kentucky. Todd's down in Florida.
So Julie Chrisley's prison sentence for bank fraud and tax evasion has been overturned by an appeals court. What can you tell me about this?
So they've been going through the appeals process. A panel of 3 judges said that there is not enough evidence to say she was involved in the whole thing, that the judge used improper evidence when sentencing her, so her sentence doesn't make sense. Thrown out.
What?
So does that mean, A, she's free? Because they're not saying she's innocent.
Correct.
Is she able to leave jail?
No.
Oh.
So it is sent back down to a lower court, and they have to resentence her.
Okay, so they're saying there's still some stuff to sentence?
Yes. So it may be like, oh, she's already served her whatever this time. That's all she has to serve. But they said they gave her too much time based on the evidence. So she gets another sentencing. But Todd, appeal denied.
With her, was there like improper? You said the judge had something improper?
They said that the rule, her case had insufficient evidence to say she was involved in the whole thing.
So then how did she get the guilty verdict? How did she get the sentence if somebody wasn't acting?
The trial miscalculated her sentence and did not find evidence proving her full involvement.
I know, but how does that happen?
I feel that, but I mean, how does somebody sentence her then? Like, who's at fault? Somebody messed up. Who's at fault? Because I want to know, because they should be reprimanded
Well, the
accordingly.
judge is the one that sentenced.
The trial judge miscalculated Julie Chrisley's sentence.
Oh.
Miscalculated, like added 4 and 4 wrong. Well, it
She
looks like
was-
it's 15 years.
didn't carry the one.
Right. Or like didn't like Chrisley knows best. Or hated because of Todd. Why?
Okay, they're saying that the judge held her responsible for the entire fraud scheme, which began in 2006. The appeals court said that she should not be held responsible for anything before 2007. So there's like a
1 year. Oh, she's staying in jail then.
It's like,
You can knock off a few days.
Maybe. What's her sentence? 7 years?
It was 6 years. So I mean,
How long has she been in? Couple?
about a year and a half.
Wow.
I feel like.
Is it
She probably do a
long?
couple more, but that's great news if you're in jail and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like it goes from 7 to 4. That'd
Yeah.
be fantastic because then you'll get out before that too.
The district court did not identify the evidence it relied on to hold Julie accountable for losses incurred before 2007. So there was a 1.5 to 2 year period where they did not find evidence that she
Maybe
was
that's
involved.
when Todd was really up to no good though. So
And
she
then
gets out free and clear.
Could be, but she'll be resentenced, and it won't be a full 6 years in prison for her.
Wow.
But Todd, still staying in there, man.
Still in there.
Yeah,
You're
and
still trying to go visit him?
and the accountant, he's staying in too. He's found guilty. Appeal denied.
The accountant for both of them?
Yeah.
What was the accountant up to?
He was helping them do the fraud. Like it was all three of them. It was their scheme. They were,
And what was the fraud again? Like taking a loan from a bank and give it to another
and then transferring it to his mom, and then saying they're bankrupt, and then not paying it
That's
back.
pretty smart.
No, it's not.
I mean, they got caught, but I'm sure they learned that from somebody who did it good
Yeah.
and like successfully got away with it because you don't just come up with something like that.
Yeah, it's all alleged. I'm not.
Yeah, everything's alleged.
Alleged. I mean,
Super alleged.
right,
Never
right.
been more. Nothing's been more alleged ever.
You
Ever.
can basically say whatever you want, and then say allegedly. And then
Allegedly.
you're
Yeah.
good. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
sources say.
But man, that's crazy.
Yeah, if true, good for her. You always love for justice to actually be right. Let's do Sam Hunt Outskirts. Bobby Bone Show. Thank you guys.